Hey everybody, welcome back to our Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some more Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I've never seen you so stone-faced in an intro before.
That's because I'm fighting off a lack of sleep. Hi everyone, how are you doing? But we do have some comments here today, so let's see what people got to say. We got just another Josh saying from the Patreon on the episode The Verge of Death Part 2. I'm really split on the design of the Spartanians. On one hand, the original basically just looked like really tiny versions of Alliance capital ships, and that's a bit bland. On the other, it also had all of its weapons mounted on turrets on the sides of the fighters, actually letting it target ships all around it and make up for its weaker movement compared to the Walkure. This version has all its weapons in the front, which is a bit silly. The Imperial Walkures are almost identical to their original version because that's a ridiculously good design for a space fighter, and they were right to keep it similar. The arms can flip and angle however the pilot need, giving it incredible freedom of movement and better firing arcs. One of the most efficient fighter designs in all of sci-fi. I always forget just how quickly Amritsar happens in the series. It's a massive battle on a scale that dwarfs almost everything else that comes before or after, yet it is a mere 12 episodes in. This is the majority of the Alliance fleet and half the Imperial fleet, directly clashing. No matter the outcome, there could never be a battle with this high of a number of ships again for many, many years. If I recall correctly, the original put the ships at 200,000 Alliance and 100,000 Imperial at the start of the invasion. By now, those numbers are probably far more equal. So, I think on the first part, it is fun to see people actually play with the fact that you're in space. It doesn't matter how aerodynamic your wings are. You can like just have them twist in any direction and it doesn't matter.
It's funny you think that because my comment is always that the Alliance fighters or the Spartanians
Uh,
fucking look like kites with guns on them.
uh, I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be any shape at all. It's space. It can be whatever it wants. An orb would be the most efficient shape for a spaceship, right?
No.
Because one, you would maximize the internal area, and two, you could have it just rotate in any direction and then fire off like a single engine. It's the most
I would
efficient.
argue that your weapon systems don't tend to um they don't tend to fit into a spherical design, right? Maybe if you think about how what's the planet's name again? The choke point.
Which one?
The choke point.
Iserhold.
Horn? Han?
Iserhorn, maybe.
Izerhan? I know it's not the one I think it is, so I'm gonna go with the one I don't think it
It's
is, which
Star
is
World.
Izerhan. Well, I just mean where all of the shit is like on a liquid surface that floats across the surface of the planet. That's a weapon system that would work for a sphere. I just
Uh-huh.
mean that most of the shit that we would build, right, like gun mounts and everything, aren't exactly perfect for a spherical design ship.
Yeah.
At best, I
Uh,
think I brought it up before, Star Wars, the Hapen battlecruiser, which is more like a disc,
mhm.
and it has like the guns are like on a turning mount in the center of the disc, so it can
Yeah.
technically fire in any direction in a horizontal 360, but since it's space, it can turn in any whatever direction it wants, and it just
Yeah.
rotates really fast to fire like a constant barrage in whatever direction. I think
Mhm.
that is probably. I know what you're saying. The sphere is like the most perfect optimized design, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
realistically, with having to build electronics, mechanisms, etc., you're probably going to go with a more two-dimensional shape.
Yeah, like the problem, I guess, suppose with any gun is like it can only like rise up or lower down to a certain angle, and at some point it can't lower down any further if it's on any kind of plane or any kind of surface because the surface is going to get in the way. So you're always going to have like a shadow of area that that particular weapon cannot fire from. So you ought to at least have two, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anything that requires moving parts with a like realistic engineering side modern
Mhm.
day technology, engineering rather,
Yeah.
a sphere is not the best shape versus, say, if you're looking like far future, like nano machines or whatever, like whatever the liquid base of Iserhan is working with, that works fine for that
Uh-huh.
because you're looks like you're building and assembling what you need on the spot in a removable surface, which is fine. That seems higher tech than anything we're dealing with in the rest of the show.
Yeah, I guess like the final word I have is like at a certain size, you will end up with a sphere just because of gravitational forces, but we're not really there in this show, so it's not here or there.
I mean,
What about the number of ships, Theta?
we already covered that last episode.
In that case, let's go ahead and go over to the next comment where uh what type of characters would those be? I don't think those are Chinese actually. That must be something different. It's not Japanese, I don't
Well,
think.
before you insult an entire country, you could just, I don't know, copy and paste that into Google and see what it tells you.
I mean, you are the one giving it to me,
Yeah,
so
I copied it from them. I'm just saying that before you might label one culture that hates the other culture, you might want to. And
okay,
also,
it is in fact simplified Chinese, which is probably why I don't
I
recognize it as
remember in the
much.
past you used to go out of your way to say what it was. The last couple of times that this has happened, you've just said stuff I'm not gonna read or whatever. I can't remember. It sounded insulting at the
Sometimes,
time.
sometimes I'm a little lazy, but today, our commenter is Chen Yun, and he's commenting from the Birth of 13th Fleet. Wideborn died at an earlier date when Reinhard was still Rear Admiral in a battle for Iserlohn fortress. Rear Admiral Reinhard led 1,000 battleships to defeat Wideborn's fleet. At that time, Wideborn was the staff officer of a 1,000 ship squadron. The story is from the side story part of the novel and will basically not appear in the animation. So, character died off screen. How do you feel about it, Theta?
I mean, I guess it's only tangentially important because I've mentioned him a few times in this reaction, like wondering if he would show up.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because we got a scene where he like didn't understand supply chain, and then we have this giant fight dealing with supply chain, so kept thinking he would come up, and he didn't.
It would be funny to have both sides just be completely mystified by the fact that they need logistics in order to carry out a war and just utterly fail. It'd be like poetry. It rhymes.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't make sense because Reinhardt's whole plan involved understanding supply chain. It's literally
Right,
the
exactly.
entire basis of his plan. So both of them not understanding makes no sense.
Still, good to sorry. Good to have the mystery solved for right now. But oh, I'm sorry. I almost thought we had more comments here. I'm not entirely on the ball. So that's it for comments right now. Theta, do you have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, let's go to the board first.
All right, board time. So what do we have here? I just have to kind of like comment on our side 3 here, which has a whole 3 characters.
I think you'll remember that side 3 is in Gundam.
That also true. But yeah, not featuring this season all that much. They'll come back again later. We're here for the biggest battle possible that'll never be repeated ever again. Speaking of, we got a whole lot of people involved in that. Oh, we got introduced to the entire fighter crew, and then half of them died. We don't have an equivalent fighter crew for the Empire to follow, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they didn't introduce them as characters. We're just following we were following the particulars of these guys, like that they're low on like ammo or fuel and they're going hungry because everyone is down on supply and they still have to fight this battle. Oh, let's see. Who did we add new to the alliance? I did we get new characters other than the fighters last time? And who's recently dead? You know what? I actually have a question. You have a circle here.
All right, let me go ahead and dip into the Theta's thoughts then, real quick, because I literally have a one sentence about him.
All right. Loading information.
No, sorry. I was just leaving a space there for a pause so I can cut it out in editing. I had to respond to somebody at the door real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I felt like, oh, it's 5 seconds. I might as well just make it a whole 10 seconds so I know how to cut it out. I've got God, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Lefebvre as a question mark, as we never see him die. But his fleet is among those listed when the report is made to Fleet Admiral Lobos about how things are going.
Okay, so informed that he is dead, but no, we don't
No,
have a body.
no, not informed that he's dead.
All right.
Sorry, I think I just didn't type that out well enough. He's informed that he's Third Fleet. Third Fleet is among the fleets that can't be contacted.
Mhm.
So we don't know what his situation is. He could be dead. No clue.
Missing, presumed dead, I guess would be the term,
It's
or
a
maybe just
giant.
missing in
It's a
action.
giant hectic battle. So who the
Yeah,
hell knows? Maybe he's just out of contact. I don't.
right.
I don't know. We don't see it. He gets like 5 to 10 seconds on screen
Yeah.
just to show who he's fighting. Because that's why you can follow these red lines and see which fleet is fighting which fleet.
Yeah, if he doesn't show up again, we can be pretty sure he's dead. Until then, he has the Disney death feel to him. He can just pop up because we've never seen the body. All of our Empire admirals are just A-okay. Nobody has been hurt there. Everybody's just fine. And I don't think we got brand new Empire characters. I think they're all essentially still the same people doing the same things.
Yeah, there
We
was.
just have the drama going
I
on.
mean, there were 2 new Empire characters.
Who were they?
I'll give
Who do we
you
got?
at least 30 seconds to try and find it.
All right, I don't think it's any of the high hierarchy. Maybe it's like oh right, maybe it's these people right here. More
Nope.
specifically, High Commissioner.
Nope.
No? Okay. I thought we only recently got a little bit of the high command there.
I'm pretty sure he was from a couple episodes back, maybe three or four episodes back.
Okay. In that case, just kind of going down. I don't think we have any more of Reinhardt's crew here. We can't fit anymore.
I mean, technically, you do.
Uh, and these guys were just all the Eiserhorn dudes.
Nope. You are 2/3 correct.
2/3 correct. So this guy is brand new.
He's one of them.
What did he do?
Well, let's see. You can follow the green line, Griff.
He's a lieutenant.
Lieutenant Luptich, whatever you say.
And he works for Vice Admiral Carl Gustav Kempf, who is fighting. Do 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 do. Gotta go all the way across. This is the longest line, actually. Who is specifically fighting Yang right
See,
now?
look, there you go. You got 2 degrees of separation from your boy.
Yeah, 7 degrees of Yang right there.
That
All
was
right.
literally just 2. You found the guy, traced him to one guy, got you to that guy. Well, you found one of 2. Can you find the other guy?
I don't think I can, Theta. I think you're gonna need to draw a big old circle.
Your mouse was right next to him a second ago. Like, right
Uh,
before you moved to where you are now.
that is actually incredibly ambiguous.
It's not really. You're literally almost drawn a whole circle around him.
So what? One of these dudes? All right, who we got? Is it this guy?
There you go. Yeah, you were
There we
literally
go.
just sitting right here and all next
You're
to
gonna
him.
have to start playing Guess Who Theta. It's like, does he have a beard?
I think we could. I think we've got enough characters here with enough differences. Like if I said he's got first, obviously you'd have to go. Is he in the Empire or You'd
Is he
really
pro democracy Theta?
you'd really have to. Is he a big old capitalist? Because that would narrow you down to 3.
Yeah.
But then you go, do you have white hair? That's this one, this one. You'd have plenty of chances in a Guess Who game with our board here.
Is he part of the Reinhard conspiracy? Oh, yeah, he is. All right, Theta. So I think that at least covers the board and the differences. And then next question is, what are your
Oh, not
thoughts?
even going to cover who's fighting who or who's dead or how they died.
We got a big old board here. The answer is they died fighting the Empire.
Oh, that hurts a little bit, Griff. That hurts. I spent all this time on this board, and your answer to the board is there's too much on the board. It's like, yeah, more on the board means more effort from me.
uh, sorry, my mind completely blanked there. I had nothing. I'm. Let's just get into your thoughts.
I guess I'd care more if even one commenter said anything about the board, too. So much work I put into this.
Oh,
Vice Admiral Borodin and the 12th Fleet. I can only assume incompetence there. When you see Lutz's display, it clearly shows the Imperial fleet in full formation, firing long-range pot shots at the 12th Fleet, which is completely scattered. Then you fly over to the 12th Fleet, and all the ships are just weaving around asteroids. No formation to be had. Like, they are trying to hide. So the Imperial fleet is just picking them off with such efficiency, and by the time we see it, the Alliance is 80% down already, which is when Borodin shoots himself in the head.
we're gonna hide, and they keep shooting us, and it didn't work. Oh, yeah, no, that's just a terrible, terrible plan, I suppose. Maybe there's a better explanation in there, like, oh, we don't have weapons that are near enough. We need to force the engagement closer, but we can't because it's space and it's just open field, so they just lose. I don't know. I I guess we went very quickly over everyone, so we didn't really get any kind of explanation like that. I don't think we were going to, so we'd have to go back to the novel or something. You got the line right there, but what else is on your mind?
If there was any character on the Alliance side that I enjoyed the most, it'd be Vice Admiral Haywood. Man was a badass and played things the way I would have in any game we've run. He gets a ranking officer on the line and gets as much of his fleet out of danger as he can, buying time with his remaining combat engaged forces. And everything in the episode makes you believe he's already dead. Then he comes flying in to provide a last minute distraction for your boy to escape in essentially a suicide run on Kirch's fleet.
I followed the line over here. He ended up biting into Siegfried here, who is basically the third main character. So he was never going to make it out alive. But no, that is essentially the most heroic effort we've seen out of people outside of like Yang, right?
I mean, I think you're doing um what's his name a disservice. Uh
Maybe.
Shunkpot Walter. You're doing Walter a disservice. Not gonna try saying him by his last name. Well, I mean,
uh
consider what he did. I think what he did was more badass than anything Gang has done personally.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, it just in terms of like not necessarily success. He did explode. Not necessarily badassness. You are correct there. But I just mean like more an outright heroicism,
Do you say
which is
not
like the
necessary?
willingness to,
You say not necessarily badassness? Because I said he
yeah.
was a badass. So if you're saying not necessarily a badass, you're correct there.
No, I'm trying to narrow down what I said.
Well, I said he's a badass. So
All right. Well, we can go ahead and just call him badass and leave him at that, I think. What else is
well,
in your
he's
mind?
dead. So yes. I don't know why you feel the need to insult people on your own side.
I feel like he just didn't understand the compliment I was giving him.
Yeah, you said he's not a badass. Look, your compliment doesn't have to diminish him in some way. That's not a compliment. That's negging. You're negging Haywood.
If you, what I was actually doing was insulting everyone else, Theta.
Oh, you said he wasn't a badass.
No, I was trying to clarify the compliment I gave him. Let's go to the next one.
There is a next one. This is the thought we're on now, Griff.
There
You're
we go then. So
negging
that means let's
Haywood.
go to the recap. All right. So let's go over what happened last time. Last time was The Verge of Death Part 2, where the Free Planet's Alliance supply shortage worsens after the supply convoy that was sent to save them is destroyed by Kirchis. The disheartened Alliance fleet takes a hard hit from the Imperial Navy.
Still calling them Kirchis, I guess.
All right, so first syllable, Kir, K-I-R. I don't think you can split that up any other way.
Depends on how we're writing this. Given that you recall how the Japanese lettering system goes when pronunciation guide. Which we covered, I believe, in a Jujutsu Kaisen episode or a Mushoku Tensei episode. Hard to remember specifically.
Right, but they're coded German.
Right, but they're written in Japanese. So take that for what you will.
All right, if we did by 3-letter syllables, it'd be Kir Chi is.
Also, how many E's are in that last part of his name?
Uno.
So 1. So more like chess than cheese, if you think about
EI
it.
would come out to like in a different pronunciation, though.
Yes, but is it a silent I, or is it... You know? There's a lot of things to handle here. How many years of German did you take?
Probably about 30 seconds of it.
I took 2 years of German. I'm gonna go with Kirchess.
All right. Still, we are now set up, though, for the final battle, essentially. Everything is in its place. The Alliance is in the worst position it could be.
Yes,
Yang has it on his shoulders to pull off a miracle.
We are set off for the final battle here at the start of Season 2 of 4 and possibly 5 seasons. The final battle is upon
up to
us.
this for like how many episodes? When was the start of like the Alliance deciding that they were going to do this? This is a whole arc.
I want to say 4 episodes ago.
Right, so we've been here for a while.
Because everything else was setting up our characters, or at least our main characters. And then we set up the whole alliance political situation, which is driving this on their side. And everything else. So yeah, after we God, what's the episode called where they took Iserhorn or Iserhan?
I don't remember. It might have just been the battle for Isilor.
Yeah, it's like in the name. It was a 2-parter. So the episode after that 2-parter would have been where they decide where they bring Yang in to ask him to stay at... Yeah, Yang wants to resign after Iserhan, and that's when they try to keep him on, because they need him, his tactical acumen, I think they say specifically.
Yeah.
And that's when we learn that the politicians behind it are trying to use this election year and get one last big win so they'll win re-election. So I'd say that's where this arc would start if you're just like reaching all the way back for the merest tendrils of hints that this is coming. Which is to say, I don't think it's setting itself up to be the final battle. Also,
we
that
do
one
have
commenter,
the goal of like literally everyone, though. Everyone except for Reinhardt, which is everyone else wants to win or lose just a little bit. But Reinhardt wants to win everything. He's the only person out of step with everybody else. But the thing that I think I could predict here, the thing that I want to predict is Yang loses. Lang uses enough that when he goes back, he can say, look, maybe I do miracles, but even this was too much for me. It's your fault.
I mean, literally last episode, while they were retreating
Uh-huh.
for Amritsar, because they got the orders to reconvene there.
Hmm.
What is her name? The younger Greenhill specifically says we've never taken losses like this before.
Yeah, so we're already in that unprecedented era of result of loss right here. So he can make the case. All he has to do now is leave alive. Which
Well, like I said, they've been ordered by Fleet Admiral Lobos to reconvene an Armistar system
mhm.
to return to fight, reassemble and keep on fighting. The
Yeah,
pushback,
yeah.
they're not. The retreat's been turned into a. Shit, I can't remember what the word is.
I don't know the best word for this.
For when all your troops regather and they resume the fight, that they don't.
Just a rally.
Yeah, I guess it's a rally because they're not routed. If they were routed, they'd be fleeing back through Iserhan,
Mhm.
but they're not doing that.
Right. So they've been pushed back to their rally point, and now we have to see, will they be annihilated? Will they find an escape? I think that's what we're up to today. Theta, you got any more thoughts on that before we begin?
No, specifically when I said I have no more thoughts was when I was out of thoughts.
There you go. So in that case, let's go ahead and watch and see what we get today. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all just worth the challenge. It's a little bit extra.
Click that link down below, join the Discord, let us know who is your favorite of the Alliance 1 through 12th admirals.
ラインハルト・フォン・ローエングラム率いる帝国軍の大攻勢によって参考宇宙艦隊を失った同盟軍は
See?
アムリッツァー政権を
Said lost
新たな
three
戦場
fleets.
と定め
Lobo said he lost contact with 4, so
So they're still there.
各
No
艦
clue.
隊が深刻な損害を被る中ヤン率いる第13艦隊はなお9割の戦力を維持していた。
Of course, what that doesn't tell you is remember that the 13th fleet was also made smaller than every other fleet because it had the bits of all the other mostly destroyed fleets put together into it, which means
Right.
that its 90% combat efficiency fleet might still be smaller than the 80% destroyed fleets, which were bigger to begin with.
Right, and never mind the logistical problem, which is like they're cut off from supplies, they're running low on food already, they don't have enough ammunition. Even if they were fully loaded and supplied, yeah, sure, 90%. Otherwise, like that number is lower now.
I'm also
That
just
number is
happy that
lower.
the intro didn't change. I was worried new season, new intro. But this is the song that I like, so.
Yeah, you get to still vibe out with the song.
But not you on YouTube, because, that's copyright shit. On Patreon,
Yeah,
though.
how dare we use our ears, right?
Hey, that's something I had to do with the Pluto thing the other day.
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, keeping the music in meant being blocked in Russia, which I have no problem with. So, there's
Look,
a
if you
lot
get
of there's a
one
lot of
thing-
copyright blocks that come up, blocked in some countries. It's like, look at it. All right, which ones? Oh, just Russia. That's fine. Literally, I think that attitude of mine has caused us to have no viewership in Russia anyway. So, what you gonna do?
That's a
Honestly, when
lot
it
of
comes
mines.
when it comes down to being blocked in just one country, at that point, just use a VPN or something. I don't know.
So they got asteroids, they got a star, and they got a bunch of mines now.
我々の退路は断たれたわけですね。
笑い事ではないぞ。ところで第10艦隊の残存兵力はもう機関の指揮下に入ったのか。
はい。廃山処理ばかりうまくなります。まったく。
Ah, he's merged fleets again.
まるでおやきのユースフだな。
His whole nickname is the Complainer. Oh, I feel bad for Yusuf.
第10艦
Oh,
隊
that
の
would
残
have
存
been
兵力は
Lohanu's
次
fleet.
の行動に出るとき必ず必要になります。
ウラン不提督に感謝せねばならんな。
See?
Yeah.
The board, man, the board!
戦場で
はい。
It's all connected.
Literally.
先輩、
Literally.
そろそろ艦に戻ります。あってんぼろ、いろいろ世話になるよ。
Oh.
先輩のお世話は誰かがしなくては。
See, that's the guy Haywood sent out. I told you Haywood was a badass. From a distance, I thought it was Walter.
I almost thought it was the guy from like the first couple of episodes who just survives everything.
ありがとう。さすがに
I don't know who you're talking about.
それからいい加減お食事をなさってください、提督。
悪いが食欲がなくてね。それよりブランデーを一杯。
お酒が過ぎるとユリアンに言われませんでしたか？
なんだ、ユリアンと君は連帯していたのか。
Is now the time to talk about your alcoholism?
哨戒艦09が敵艦隊を捕捉。密集隊形を維持しつつこちらに接近中。
Oh, it's my boy, Reinhard.
みんな
When not only do you see your enemy approaching, but they are all in a perfect formation and a grid appears.
総員
注意。
第一種戦闘配置。
生き残れたら余生は栄養を心がけることにするよ。
Oh, there's a promise.
ロイエンタール、ミッターマイヤー以下、少々の艦隊は所定の中域に着陣しております。敵は銀河連邦時代に放棄された採掘惑星を盾
I guess it was a lot of time between when this got released and the last one of the last season, so
Yeah,
names to remind you.
we gotta catch everybody up, right?
ファイエル
I guess they already had an asteroid base here. I guess that was shown
Yeah.
in the last episode that there was construction here.
Yeah, there's no way they like built that in like
They just
the
said the
last
third
profile.
fleet, by the way.
数の少ないところを狙うのは
Already gone?
全艦全
What are you
身
talking about?
注意をこちらに引き
They
つける。
just said the third fleet. What do you mean already
帝国
gone?
に通信。
はい。
They're already blown up.
No,
10時方向。
we had a whole conversation about not knowing what happened to the third fleet.
機関リオグランデを確認。
まったく老人をこき使いよって。
全艦攻撃目標を敵第5艦隊に変更。我が艦隊右翼に攻撃。あなたは敵と思われます。右側面からの攻撃。第13艦隊です。
目標変更のわずかな隙をついての攻撃。
They're basically just mega structures at this point with the amount of ships involved.
誰がいるらしい。
全艦隊一時交代せよ。体勢を立て直す。敵艦隊交代します。
敵が優秀だとこちら
So, I mean, remember that only one of the Imperial fleets lost last time.
Right, and now taking any losses is suddenly strange.
戦レーターの狩り場にしてくれる。撃ちまくれ
Let's see how they actually respond to losing people. Who on the Empire side is gonna die?
全戦域において我が軍が敵を圧倒しております。
どうやら勝ったな。
I don't say that this early in the fight.
Well, I mean, they both agree.
次なる餌食は悪名高きヤン・ウェンリーの艦隊だ。奴を落とせば恩賞は思うがまま。武空を立てよ。勝利の女神はお前たちに下着をちらつかせている。
Sir, you're broadcasting that to the whole fleet. Are you sure?
I mean, it's a Mustang move.
Oh gosh, it is.
シールドを最大出力に敵の前進に合わせ交代しつつ攻撃。交代速度を調整。
I mean, it doesn't help that you have your backs to
攻撃で
asteroids.
きない。敵の司令官をじらすんだ。
敵が巧みに距離を取っているため、ほとんど損害を与えら
I
れ
guess
てお
you're
りません。
drawing a fleet out.
攻撃中止。
putting them into a poor position of some type.
Well, it looks like they're drawing a specific fleet out because his fleet display didn't show all the other Imperial fleets around him.
So we never watched Rurouni Kenshin to the point where like they would have explained something, but like
I mean,
in that show,
yeah.
I know. But at some point, like one of the characters explains, like, all right, if you run away from the group, the faster people will split off and like catch up first, and then you can fight them one-on-one, and then run away again and catch the next fastest person out. So maybe we're seeing about the same here. The most eager person is now up front and about to explode.
いけません。なぜだ。今撃てばワルキューレ部隊が巻き添えになります。敵はこちらが反撃できると知っているのです。ビッテンフェルト提督より通信。至急援軍を請う。援軍だと。私が魔法の壺でも持っていて、そこから艦隊が湧き出てくるとでも思っているのか。ビッテンフェルト艦隊へ通信。
Love it. I love the sass. I've given you everything you could possibly need to succeed and you messed up? What's going on?
Well, they're supposed to be the best of the Empire, so...
Yeah.
This very much feels like we built Eiserhan. Did you think we didn't have more big weapons?
We've now gone absolutely ridiculous.
Not really. We already developed what selfies were.
Oh yeah, no. It's not that it came out of nowhere. It's that the level of destruction is absolutely massive.
Not really. They just blew up the minefield.
どこにいるかと思っていたが
いかがします提督
そうだな逃げるにしても仲間は多い方がいいせいぜい努力するよ
ロイエンタール艦隊敵第9艦隊を掃討中ミッターマイヤー艦隊作戦中域の敵組織的行動を無力化全軍に指令攻撃から包囲陣へ行こう一兵たりとも逃すな
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
いややめておく
I know he's a fucking genius. I'm a nobody, but seems like encirclement is just going to lead to you having weak points, like that.
Like right there. You've already noticed.
包囲が完成せねば敵に退路を与えます。戦国と違い、現在は我が兵力に余裕があります。ここはビッテンフェルト提督を援護させるべきです。
I mean, at this point, I'm thinking supplant Bittenfield with somebody who's effective. Also, they don't seem to remember that space is three-dimensional.
Well, they can also move up and down, I suppose, right?
Yeah, but then you'd be really splitting out your forces. Oh, we did have just unmanned ships.
Quick, do the Holdo maneuver. I guess if the only thing
I guess
they're
it's
doing
a
is moving
fire
forward.
ship maneuver.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They don't really respect Kirches either.
Ah, here we go. Crazy plan.
Well, Bittenfield, at least the worst of us was the first to go.
他のことは考えなくていい。黒い敵艦隊に全ての戦力を叩きつけろ。
All they needed was one person to be slightly incompetent.
To apparently not be able to see the giant crust of a moon coming right at you.
それがどうした？提督、この中域は我々が
Rush the asteroid head on.
一定になろうといけません。後遺人のほころびとなった我らには責任が。提督には総司令官に覆命なさる義務があります。シュワルツ・ランツェンレイターの歴史をここで閉じるおつもりですか？
Thought you were gonna pull a Haywood for a second.
Nope, instead he actually listened to reason.
だが、ヤンを中心とする同盟艦隊司令官たちの働きで後遺人の完成は阻まれ、同盟軍残存艦隊はかろうじて戦域からの離脱に成功した。
どうして大したやつがいるな、反乱軍にも。
まあ、今度会う時が楽しみだ。が、当分その機会はあるまい。
確かに、最新興に及ぶ気も、その力も失ったろうからな。
So now it's time for the counter invasion.
I doubt it. I wonder if Oberstein's gonna get promoted out of this.
Oh, good question.
Oh, he didn't touch me on the shoulder like I wanted.
K も完投したと言いたいところだが、そうもいかぬ。
Ah, the dressing down.
分かっていいよ。K は功を焦って進んではならない時に衝突した。結果 K の艦隊は甚大な被害を被り、包囲網は完成することなく干渉の機会を逃した。私の言うことに意義があるか？
ございません。
新章出伐は部門のよって立つところだ。オーディンに帰還し次第、K の責任を問うことにする。実質において謹慎せよ。解散。
Oberstein, take command of his fleet.
I do love how everyone just like immediately worried about this.
ロエングラム伯との仲をあまりに特権的に考えられては困るが、覇者は市場とは無縁であるべきなのだ。
Damn your subtitles. Your feelings slash influence your. Damn it.
閣下、お考え直しください。なぜ止めるのだ？ビッテンフェルトは任務を全うしなかったのだぞ。罰されて当然ではないか。閣下、怒っておられるのですか？
Of course he's angry. He lost.
私がお聞きしているのは何に対して怒っておられるのかということです。閣下。
I mean, the man who cost us victory, baby. That's what it seems.
では、ラインハルト様。あなたのお怒りは本当はあなた自身に向けられているのではありませんか？ビッテンフェルト提督はそのとばっちりを受けているに過ぎません。
Seems entirely reasonable to me. What?
ヤン提督に名をなさしめたことがそれほど悔しいのですか？悔しいさ、決まっている。アスターテの時は我慢できた。だが二度も続けば十分だ。奴はいつも俺が
That is a funny point. The majority of your character's fame comes from my failures.
Yeah.
なぜ自分は事の最初からローエングラム伯と対局できないのかと。ラインハルト様はすでに前面にヤン提督、後輩に門閥貴族と2つの強敵を抱えておいでです。この上部下の中にまで敵をお作りになりますな。
There you go. That's a more reasonable argument right there. It's like you're already at war with
俺が
everybody.
間違っていた。ビッテンフェルドの罪は問わぬ。そのことをお前が伝えてくれ
You
な
can
い。
still replace him.
いえ、それはいけません。
Send him to do additional training.
俺自身で言わねば意味がないな。キルヒアイス、
はい、ラインハルト様。
俺は宇宙を手に入れることができると思うか。
Hell yeah.
ラインハルト様以外の何者にそれが叶いましょう。
The one person who can take control of it all.
Honestly, I would seriously demote Bitterstein. You know, put him where Oberstein was, just so he can oversee the brilliance of command at work, and then put Oberstein in command of a fleet, because I think he could accomplish everything.
失礼する。
Maybe that's actually where we're heading. I think that might actually be a very reasonable thing to have happen next.
できればブランデーをたっぷり入れて。
No, you said if you survived, you'd eat healthy for the rest of your life.
Brandy is healthy. It's made of wheat.
それで知ったのだが、人類社会
No, that's
の
whiskey.
思想の潮流があるんだ。命以上の価値が存在するという説と、命に勝るものはないという説だ。人は戦いを始めるとき、前者を口にし、やめるとき、後者を口にする。何百、何千年とそうだった。この先、何千年もそうなんだろうか。
提督。
いや、人類全体なんてどうでもいい。私はこの先、流した
Well, you
記憶に
know,
値するだけの何かを。
you do control most of the military of the Alliance. You could just go back and
悪かった。
make changes
いえ、
as you see fit.
I'm pretty sure his entire point is he doesn't want more bloodshed, so I don't think he's about to start a revolution. Quite the opposite, actually.
Well, you're not a fan of Babylon 5.
I agree with you, it would probably be the right choice in a certain sense.
In the long term, it is the solution.
歴史的大敗の責任を取り、同盟最高評議会は総辞職。
What a bitch.
ただし、遠征計画に反対票を投じた呼ぶトリューニヒトは、
Job
国防委員
true
長を辞任後、直ちに暫定政権の主犯に指名された。
Failing into success.
総合作戦本部長シュトレ元帥と宇宙艦隊司令長官ロボス元帥が共に辞任。ドワイト・グリーンヒル大将は左遷となり、国防委員会事務総局の佐越部長として
A place I don't even know where to put him on the board.
You got a lot of moving to do, Theta.
失敗の責を負ったアレックス・キャゼルヌ少将も辺境へ左遷され、家族を置いて単身ハイネセンを離れることとなった。
That's just mean, actually.
准将は療養後予備役へ編入された。
Okay, whatever.
部長には第一艦隊司令官クブルスリーが、宇宙艦隊司令長官には大将に昇進したビュコックが任命された。一方、
I thought for sure Yang would end up that kind of position.
3週間の休暇が明けてようやく決定された。イゼルローン要塞司令官兼中流艦隊総司
I
令
guess that
大
works.
将へと昇進したヤンに、直ちにイゼルローン要塞への赴任が加盟された。
I mean, I guess that works in, you know, keeping them separate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
中流艦隊副司令官エドウィン・フィッシャー
So
少
much
将、
work.
要塞防御指揮官ワルター・フォン・シェーンコップ
There are certain characters on the board
参謀長
that adjusting them is so much more work than everybody else.
Well, at least we only have 6 instead of 13 now here. Or no, we got more.
グエンバン・ヒュー少将、同参謀ラオ中
Hey, it's Lau.
要塞第一
I haven't seen him in forever.
オリビエ・ポプラン少佐、第二空戦隊長
The only two survivors of the squad.
軍属ユリアン・ミンツ兵長隊
New person. As far as I know, I don't remember them.
要塞を預かるヤン艦隊の陣容が整う中、
How much money are they wasting on relaying out these roads?
I don't think they actually changed it. That like still looks very much like the same design. I guess they changed out the tech.
だがそれは杞憂に終わる。皇帝フリードリヒ4世が急死したのである。
Ah, he never should have guarded those poisonous roses.
But the outro changed. This is different.
New outro. Here we go.
Funny enough, less people, it seems like. What the hell is he wearing?
Oh, yeah, that's like a spacesuit.
I guess maybe they're going to be the fighter pilots now. What the hell?
Oh, you know, actually.
Battle axe.
If we get a battle axe fight scene, I'm down for it. I want to see it. I want the history of an entire battle to lie entirely on one dude with a battle axe.
I said less people, but it very much seems like there's more people just spread out. Oh, hey, the third faction's in. Maybe it's really long. Maybe it's really long, and then they're in the middle, and the Alliance is going to be on the far right. Oh, here, she's part of the Alliance. That was Job. I just recognized him. And that's Bocock. That's a guy eating a sandwich. No, he's drinking a drink. Never mind. Okay, so it's going to be Battle Axe versus Gun, I guess. Walter here.
Yo, let's go.
There's Lau. Lau in the back. The younger Greenhill. No, that's Walter. So many people that look like fucking Walter. Our civilian with a gun.
Let's play our favorite game. Where's Walter?
次回銀河英雄伝説ディ・ノイエテーゼ第14話皇帝崩御
That's right, subtitles. That clearly says demise of the Emperor.
Hey, they're gonna die. Balls. Hello. Okay, I'm back.
I'm assuming it's not that call that you expected.
No, it's a different call. If it was what I was expected, it would be a lot more like, yes, I'm going to rush out there and get it now. But, okay. I guess, let's pick up with our discussion then.
It wasn't one we didn't start it yet.
All right. All right then. So we're getting the revolution now. It's not where we thought it was, but it is going to happen.
I don't know that it's a revolution.
Well, okay. So Reinhard has been positioning himself the entire time to try to take over the Empire, and ostensibly other people also want that position, and we haven't been indicated that there's a clear line of succession yet, right?
Yeah, Kaiser has a wife.
All right, but we haven't seen a son anywhere. Or
Kaiser has a wife. Wife has a brother. I believe that's a line of succession. Assuming that this is a patriarchal society that requires a male of some sort. Kind of like, shit, now I'm forgetting.
Monarchy.
No, I was trying to think of Japanese history. Specifically with the one emperor that wanted to retire and tried to give everything away to his brother, who was a Buddhist monk at the time, who didn't exactly want it, but then wanted it after the fact. But then it turned out that the emperor had a son, So then it turns into like a civil war between the people who support the son, which is the
Yeah.
ruling cabinet at the time, because the emperor said, "Take care of my son," and the brother, the people who supported the brother, since he was, verbally given.
Yeah.
Can't forget the name.
So
Can't remember the name.
yeah, so we're probably going to get introduced to what is actually happening there and if there are any heirs like laying around. So get ready to put those up on the board. But I guess this also answers the question to me of, hey, why doesn't the Empire use this moment to go ahead and try to push? And I guess the answer is because they're going to be too busy with internal politics. So Theta, what are your thoughts then on what's going on and what's happening next?
I mean, I just don't see it as a revolution.
A coup?
I mean, maybe a coup. I think it's a coup. See, my problem is what I feel like doesn't tend to also feel, or doesn't also tend to be the legitimate form of terminology. Like, I assume this would be described as a coup, but yeah, I guess no. I'm just gonna go all in. It's a coup.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna try and. I don't feel like he's gonna try and change the government. He's gonna try and make changes within the government once he's in charge to fix
He's going to
all
try
the.
to take control of it anyway.
Well, he's gonna take. Well, I'm not even disputing that. I'm saying that
Yeah.
he's going to try and change everything from inside. You'd have to be in control to make changes from the inside, but
Right.
he's going to try and change everything that they've all agreed is wrong with the Empire. But I don't think he's going to overall change the structure of the Empire. It feels more like like when Mao took over China.
Kind of, yeah.
The structure of the government didn't really change. He just changed what it meant to be in the government. You're still my advisors, you're still my crew basically. But at the same time, if you're wearing glasses, you're gonna go work in the fields now. You know that
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where there was an anti academic basis turn because the shift that he wanted was a return to the land. So you still had the same government. You just had it doing wildly crazy shit for what it was before.
Yeah, so bit of political theory I remember from ages ago is essentially like the stickiness of like organizations or it's like if it's already there, you're going to go ahead and reuse it or repurpose it rather than trying to completely destroy it and then build a completely brand new thing. You already have people who are doing their job. You're not going to change out like the postal service if you took over the US, right? You still need the postal service.
Well, some would argue. But my
some would argue.
I would argue that it was also easier to destroy and rebuild a society the further back in history you go, because now things are so complicated in modern society that you need an infrastructure to even tell what the hell's going on. Unless you are an outside force with your own, with your own organization, in which case you're not going to destroy and build up, you're going to tear down and replace. Kind of like, I hate to use this example, kind of like Russia and Ukraine, where they bomb the shit out of fucking everything. And then you look at the satellite imagery, and they're building their own shit there now to replace what was already there with their own, It's a horrible example, but it's a modern one that I think we all can acknowledge.
Right. It's obviously not like perfectly solid theory, but like it's a good basis for thinking here. Again, Reinhard probably wants to have more intact than not here, and he hasn't indicated that like he's against anything in particular.
Sorry, I'm just hearing your food arrive.
No, it was fun.
Oh, was it? Sorry, I sounded a bit more glassy than normal. I was like, oh, did you get like a big old thing of tea, or what was this?
Oh, I should get a tea. That might help. But anyway, what are your thoughts?
On which specific thing?
On Reinhardt, I guess just leaving everything more or less the same.
No,
you're definitely of the opinion that he will.
I did not say that. I, in fact, didn't. I said against that. I said that.
Oh, okay,
I
you
said
think
this.
he will reform then?
Oh yeah, I said. Well, that's his entire. That's his entire storyline. That's why we saw his childhood up until now. Is that he's going to keep the structure the same? He's going to make reformation. God, he's anti-nobility, obviously, but he's still going to keep the whole title of emperor and everything.
Yeah.
Because he needs the authority and the... What do the people recognize other than the authority of the emperor? Because the fucking statues are everywhere. So... You're gonna build on the past, but change, like, everything else.
So, next episode, Reinhard changes out all the statues for himself.
Well, no. He has to, win first.
He has to win first, right. So, I think in that case, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?